Hi everyone, Patricia Warby, Alchemy Therapies, Rebel Health Radio, and My Emotional Audit, and another in my occasional video series, and this one about Bitcoin. And those of you who know me might be surprised, or maybe not surprised perhaps, for me to be talking about something that isn't directly to do with health and healing, although I believe actually financial independence is part of a well-lived life. And I've been on a surprising road of discovery this year, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about with a special offer at the end. So some of you may know this year, 2021 has been a very difficult, sad year for me personally, having lost my mother in April this year. But it's also had some surprising and powerful and positive changes. And one of those things has been my exploration and discovery of cryptocurrency, which up to now I've been very skeptical of, I've been very nervous of. I've thought to myself, it's probably dodgy, it's a scam, it can't last, it's a fad, all of those things. But actually looking into it in more depth and using some of my previous experience, actually, when I first joined the world of work, I was a computer programmer, so I had some experience with programming, and realizing that cryptocurrency is based on cryptography, and it's also an algorithm, and basically the next iteration of the World Wide Web. But it's obviously booming at the moment, and Bitcoin was the first form of cryptocurrency, which was originated in 2009 by an elusive character who named himself Satoshi Nakamoto. And we believe that's a pseudonym, doesn't really exist because he disappeared pretty soon afterwards. He wrote what's called a white paper, which basically is the sort of outline of what a cryptocurrency would be, how it would operate, how it would be immune to inflation because it would have a limited supply, and therefore, you know, where there's a limited supply, the value always has to go up. And so Bitcoin was really the first in the many digital currencies that we now see. There are hundreds of different coins now, some of which will disappear without a trace, I'm sure, and some of which will be adopted as Bitcoin has been. And so navigating this very complex world of cryptocurrency can be daunting to some people. And for many of you listening will be like, well, what's it got to do with me? I'm really not interested in that kind of dodgy stuff. But I'm here to tell you, since the 6 months I've been involved with it, actually the rewards for investing in cryptocurrency, although of course I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not about to give you financial advice, it is true to say that the rewards are far and away greater than any other form of savings or investment. Now, they should be regarded as highly risky, of course, because they're unregulated, most of them. And with that proviso in mind, I've got a very interesting proposition. Now, recently I was looking through a very popular magazine the BBC produces in the UK, which is a wildlife magazine. And out of that magazine popped a little leaflet, which said that I could have £10 free Bitcoin, £10 worth of free Bitcoin. That's about 14, 15 US dollars worth, which, although it's not a fortune, it's free money. And it enables you to get started as long as you use a platform called Luno. And Luno is an online kind of wallet or store, or it's kind of like a bank account for crypto. It's run via an app, which you use on your smartphone, or I believe you can use it on any device really. But so I was very intrigued, and I thought, well, I've invested in other cryptocurrency this year and watched it give me amazing returns, and wondered if Bitcoin could do the same. But obviously, not really ever having invested in it, I wanted to know if that was going to be a good option for me. So I have actually now bought a small amount of Bitcoin to begin my journey and watch it rise, because that is, in fact, I believe, going to become adopted as a reserve currency. It already has been in a few, well, one South American country, El Salvador, and Venezuela and Colombia are also looking at adopting it. And I think this is the beginning of a very big movement to wrest control of money away from large financial institutions and bring it into the control of the individual and, in fact, communities. And that's why I'm interested in it, not particularly to amass money, although money does give you choices. That's not my prime motivation. My motivation is to create choice and financial freedom for individual people and groups of people. And so we're seeing Bitcoin as not only the first, but also probably the most important cryptocurrency. And we're now being offered the chance to own some risk-free, really. Obviously, because you haven't had to pay for it. If you lose it, then you've not lost anything. However, it's very likely that the value will continue to increase. It's very volatile. It goes up and down. But if you track the rise in value over, say, 6 months or a year, and if you look at it in the longer scale, it's certainly going to double, I would think, in a year or two. And so even if you hold your £10 worth, you are likely to double that in, I would say, a short amount of time, in a few months to a year. Obviously, there are no guarantees, and these currencies can go up and down. But here's the thing: if you could own some, all you have to do is use the code, which I'll include below, which is a code for free. It's like a voucher that you'll be given if you download the app. I'll put instructions in. You download the app, you need to put some form of ID in order to get accepted. And that's standard. That's to do with financial conduct practice. Actually, Luno is very, very hot on that. And it's been set up by a guy who has got a really good track record in kind of financial management. He set up various other organizations, including Genesis. So you go through your standard, what they call know your customer, a KYC, which is basically you just upload your ID documents by taking a photo of them. And within a very short time, sometimes just minutes, your account is accepted. And then you have to validate your email just by clicking a button on the email they'll send you, and then go to the screen which allows you to accept your voucher. And the voucher just adds £10 worth of Bitcoin into your account, and that's that. It's fairly simple. And you can just keep track of it and see what happens to it over time. You can withdraw, of course. You can withdraw to pounds, you can convert, and it's easy to do. Now, the only requirements are that you're over 18, that you're a UK resident, so and you've never invested in Bitcoin before, and you don't have a wallet elsewhere. In fact, if you don't know what a wallet is, other than the usual physical type, then you're probably an ideal candidate. So if you're interested, get in touch and come and get your free Bitcoin. It's no sales, there's no expectation. You can learn while you earn. There are various wonderful webinars which will take you through the basics of cryptocurrency as if you know nothing, which of course was my situation 6 months ago. I knew absolutely nothing about it. And so it will take you through. If you want to learn more, you can. In fact, I would highly advise it, because I think anything, if it's done with knowledge, is usually better than just doing something with no knowledge whatsoever. So don't stay in the dark with this. This is going to transform the world of work, the world of money, the world generally, and I think very much for the better. I'm very hopeful about the applications that are coming from this decentralized form of finance. In other words, taking away control by banks and financial institutions. So if you'd like to know more and you'd like to take part, just use the code and follow the instructions, and see you there. All right, take care. Bye.